Big OMTG.
Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together. We may not go far, but sure as the star. Wherever we are, it's together. Wherever I go, I know she goes. Wherever I go, I know she goes. There's no fight and no show. Amigo.
Wow, that OMTG show number 16. It's Wednesday, December 4th, 2013. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Now, on our show tonight, our featured favorite sidekick, my very own Tonight Show, Edwina McMahon, as I've started calling her, worldwide dialect wizard and actress extraordinaire, that's French, writer, independent producer, Tuffet Schmelzle, and that's why I chose Wherever We Go, I Know She Goes. That was Judy Garland and Liza Minnelli. Yeah, that was Judy and Liza singing Wherever We Go, and that's just how I feel about Tuffet. We are just a team, and wherever I go, she goes, and wherever she goes, I go. Wait a minute, that's the same thing, isn't it? Well, anyway, she'll be joining us shortly. And our featured guest tonight is sexy, sassy, sizzling PR aficionado Carlos Torres. And he looks exactly how his name sounds. Very just torrid Torres. Tonight's show is titled Falling in Love Again. And what better time of the year to fall in love than during the holidays? I mean, come on, people. Thanksgiving and Hanukkah fell on the same day this year, and that won't happen again for another 78,000 years. And well, I don't know about you, but I'm not sticking around for the next combo celebration, so grab a turkey leg and a dreidel, and let's fall in love again. And speaking of falling in love, I want to bring on our favorite top of the show sidekick, Tuffet Schmelzle, and I'm just hoping that she doesn't do this with me tonight.
Quit playing games with my heart, with my heart.
I want to remind our listeners that if you've missed any of our past shows, you can catch any of our previous show recordings at lnrradio.com/OMTG. That's OHMTG. And every time you listen to an OMTG show, a gay angel gets a new pair of Jimmy Choos. Now, last week's show featured health and fitness coach Mellow Childs. So before you bury your face into that sweet potato pie, give it a listen. Your hips and love handles will thank us. And so let's go to the door, and I'm just going to stand there. I'm going to wait until she rings our little doorbell and lets us know that she's ready to come in, because I think she's putting the last finishing touches on her outfit for this evening. And she must be ready. Oh, hi,
Oh my goodness, it's gonna be me.
Oh, you're fabulous.
Is it time for the boy bands to come in? I love it. All MTG.
Girl, playing games with my heart. Just don't play games with my heart. You can play games with most other body parts, but not my heart.
Not the heart. Not
the heart. Mm-hmm. I just want to remind our wonderful audience who every time they see you, their jaws drop, they're in rapt attention, and ladies and gentlemen, to come out of that all coma that they go into, they're just so stunned at your presence. So thank you so much. Yeah. That's what you do.
I think it's my Katniss Everdeen outfit today. I'm wearing the jumpsuit that she wore in the arena in Catching Fire. You like it? I look really good.
That is. Did you make that yourself?
It is. I did make it myself, and I kind of used a little bit too much cling wrap. But if you use enough permanent marker, it looks exactly the same. And I've got my Mockingjay pen, so it's authentic.
Oh my God! That much cling wrap. I thought to myself, leftovers again. But that's
and Mellow Childs will be happy to know that I wound up losing weight this way.
Oh, that we'll work that into our routine. We will work that. He was fabulous, wasn't he?
He was.
Oh, what a sweetheart. What a sweetheart. And easy on the eye, which makes it easier for us to lose weight.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're just like, what? Yeah, he's so cute. Yeah. Now, I want to remind everyone out there about your brilliance. You're an actor, you're a voiceover artist, and you're a dialect coach, currently living in Los Angeles, and who knows where else you may end up living, but that'll be your choice. I think people should check out your most recent project online, the web series Tinseltown. And as we get further and further into this wonderful holiday season, I just think that's delicious. I just love the sound of that, Tinseltown. Tuffet, you are currently writing and producing your own upcoming project, After Harry. Now, tell us what After Harry is about and when we can see it.
Oh, my goodness. It is a lonely geek girl's search for meaning when the Harry Potter films are over.
Yes.
Because we all have something that we cling to.
Right, I know. Because when I first talked about this, I said the Harry Potty Movers.
Oh.
And I meant the Harry Potter.
I was going to say, that's kind of like the Skinamax version, right?
I know.
Like this day stuff where it's all waist up, the night stuff.
That's boring.
That's a hardcore, just the Skinamax version.
No. Yeah, don't tease me like that. Give me the whole shebang. It's not worth teasing me. But I like the Harry Potter movies better than the Harry Potty Movers any day. Now, you are gaining notoriety. Yes, exactly. You are gaining notoriety. That's a hard word for me to say, even when I'm sober, which is not that often.
Right. It's fun. Yeah.
You're gaining notoriety in the entertainment industry.
You're totally notoriety. It's famous.
Right? You're working a dialect coach. A private
dialect coach.
Now, when you say a private dialect coach, do you work with privates? Do you do dialect coach for privates?
Your entire body makes sounds, and they should all be able to do a British dialect. So yes, absolutely.
Ask my boyfriend about that. He'll tell you my entire body makes sounds, and it's not always the most romantic of sounds. But you know what? When you're in love, that shouldn't bother you.
There.
Oh, right.
That's class.
Now,
class.
That is class. Lower, but class nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that you offer personalized and authentic dialect coaching for theater, film, and television productions. I'm going into my Joan Crawford, as well as one-on-one individual sessions, classes, and webinars. And as I like to remind Tuffet, she's just an all-around creative phenomenon. I love you, dear. I love you. Sincerely.
Oh, MCG, you're fabulous, darling. I can't stand how wonderful you are.
Darling, thank you so much. Now tell us, how is the dialect coaching business coming along? I mean, when you go to is it frightening?
It is coming along really well. Hey.
Is it?
It is coming along really well. It's growing by leaps and bounds, much faster than I expected. So I really can't complain. I'm going to be having in 2014 webinars and classes available, and I'm hooking up with a few local unions here, SAG-AFTRA and Equity.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, we're just going to expand Dialect Geek into 2014 so we can take over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A good friend of mine from from graduate days at Cal Arts, the California Institute of the Arts, 2012, Time Magazine said it was the #1 art school in the nation, which I'm very proud of. Yeah. One of my classmates I don't know if she's a former actress, but her mainstay now is also in the dialect coaching arena, Pamela Vanderway. So if you don't know her, I should introduce the two of you. So see, that's
absolutely.
Yeah. OMTG is all about connections.
He is.
So speaking
connecting the world, one fabulous creative individual at a time. MTG.
Yes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of our show. Thank you so much. No, here we go. Now, right. Thank you, and good night. Now, as you know, and because I still had yet another portion of it this evening before the show, Thanksgiving. We're doing a little Thanksgiving recap. Now, what was your Thanksgiving like?
My Thanksgiving was actually kind of fabulous for me, except it might be seen as pathetic for some, because I cooked food just for myself. I was home by myself, cross-stitching away on my upcoming nephew's birth announcement, and made myself a little, chicken, potatoes, green bean dinner. It was kind of like Thanksgiving. And it was utterly fabulous.
Wait, okay. I'll believe that, because I don't want people out there thinking, Tuffet. No.
I know. That's what people hear, but it's like, when my family lives all in St. Louis. Exactly.
More like that.
all my family lives in St. Louis, and it's like, you know what? You got to make sure you're home for Christmas, so you stay in town for Thanksgiving.
Oh, well, why didn't you tell me, darling? You could have joined me and my fabulous future husband.
What did you do with Luke for this Thanksgiving? You had a lot to be thankful for this year.
Honey,
hello.
I had more than just turkey, let me tell you that.
Oh, God, I'm sure you did.
Oh, honey, some of that turkey.
What
did
you do? Where did you go?
Off the phone, some of it was still attached. All I'm saying. No, let's not be too crass. Well, for me, that could be anything. Now, he made a Cajun spice turkey because he's originally, he grew up in Los Angeles native, but spent many years on the East Coast, particularly in Boston. But his parents are both originally from Eunice, Louisiana. So that's like the Cajun capital of
they're
the South.
from Louisiana, yeah.
It was like yo. And he's okay, so he was, God love him, he was calling his mom like every hour on the hour. And usually it's the other way around. She calls him like every hour on the hour. But he's calling her to check in about, how to do the bird and all that. And he's following his, he's got his computer going and he's following all the directions and he's lathering up the bird and putting all the spices on it and letting it marinate overnight. And, honey, even his vegetarian roommate was eating the skin on that bird. Okay, that's how good it was.
Wow.
The skin alone was like a meal of its own. He served it as a separate side. It was that fabulous. But yeah, so oh my God, it was so good.
Oh my goodness. So he's good to his mother. He can cook, and he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Why do you get everything?
Well, that's what I've asked for. I've asked for everything. No, I asked for. Well, it's taken. Honey, I am 47 years old. It's about time I got everything.
That's true.
Because I've been laying on my bed like in Somewhere in Time. Please, Lord, give me everything. Lord, give me everything. Lord, give me everything. Yeah. So if you've seen the movie Somewhere in Time, you know what I'm referring to. Christopher Reeve is holding that penny. It's 1917. I'm at the Grand Hotel. 1917. Yeah. So I'm going back in time, and we're finally reunited. No, he's fabulous. And so I made I made a pecan pie, and God love him. God love him. He ate almost all of it.
Oh.
I hope that he really did as much as he said he did. But God love him. He ate almost all of it. And I made a sweet corn casserole, and I made, again, my famous, what's becoming famous, artichoke casserole. Now, I would recommend it.
What's in that?
Okay. Now, I found this online at cdkitchen.com several years back, and it's only got 6 ingredients, and it's very simple, and only takes about 45 minutes to bake, and it takes maybe 10 minutes to make. It's very, very simple. You have breadcrumbs. Now, I made a huge double batch. I mean, it was ginormous. You could have fed a village with this portion. And it's a 15-ounce can of plain breadcrumbs, and a 15-ounce can of the Italian, and then one canister of Parmesan cheese, and cayenne pepper to taste, and sea salt to taste. I did 1 tablespoon of each of those. And you also do, I think, about 2 cups of the water, the reduction water from the quartered artichoke hearts. Now, you get the artichoke hearts that are in the water. They're not marinated ones. Don't get the marinated ones. Get the
ones, not the oil.
Yeah. So exactly. So a couple of cups of that reduction water from the artichoke hearts, and I think a cup of olive oil, and then you just mush that all together, and I put that in my big baking dish, and I covered it with my tinfoil that I don't usually wear. Take it from the guy living in the basement waiting for the mothership to come take it off his head, and then cover that dish, and bake it for about 45 minutes at I bake 350 or 400. My mom says not to bake anything at 400. I don't know why, but she said. So I think I baked it at 350 for about 45 minutes. Yeah, and it's it's one of those, it's got layers of flavor to it. And, I got to say, don't forget to put in your artichokes. Because like me, when I was ready to make my pecan pie, guess what ingredient I forgot to buy?
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Pecans. Or pecans or something.
OMG.
What's this pie missing on? What's it going to miss on? Oh, my God. Are you kidding me with this?
Sometimes you are so blonde. It's shocking.
Honey, yeah, I've been blonde in the past, and it wasn't pretty. So I've been told.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So that's my Thanksgiving recap. It's but no, his roommate is a wonderful artist. He's a wonderful painter, and he also sews as well. He makes these fabulous like leather bags and satchels and things like that. Very, very creative. His name's Bradley Hankey. He's a wonderful, wonderful, talented, all around artist. Really nice guy, and a great baker too. He made a chocolate pie with a ganache on top, right? And he made a blueberry pie with homemade crust, and on the top he even cut out little crust looking they looked like leaves that he put on top. I mean, it looked like Martha Stewart had just exploded in the kitchen. Yeah, and he made this like out of a Harry Potter movie. He made a colossal apple pie. All from scratch. Unbelievable.
See, now I'm just feeling ridiculous. I'm laying around in sweat, watching the Harry Potter marathon on ABC Family. Yes, I did. While switching to Game of Thrones during the commercials, they were having a season 1, marathon on HBO, and I'm like in sweatpants. I'm cooking a chicken breast, cooking up some stovetop stuffing because it's awesome with sodium. And you guys are full-on gourmet. And being gorgeous and thin at the same time. I hate all of you.
Yeah. We are like making major blue ribbon pies, and this is what you're doing. Yeah. Exactly. Don't forget to shake it and then. Yep. Well, that's a good thing about you always do flush and put the seat back down, so I really appreciate that. So,
I do.
No.
Yeah. My mom will be so proud to hear this now. Okay.
Well, she raised you well. Now, are your family starting listening to the show?
Oh, yes. They think it's hilarious.
Oh,
they think you are very, very funny, and that the show is very clever.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Even with the fart jokes?
Yes. Because they also know me very well and know that was going to be necessary in either radio show that I do, television show, anything.
Right. Well, we let your parents know as they're listening that this is a Mensa meeting with fart jokes, and they should never be feared. No. Don't be frustrated. Don't be frustrated. Everybody's welcome at the table. Just take your Beano before you come, okay? Because it could get a little loud. Yeah. Now, speaking of Thanksgiving recap, and kind of going a throwback to last week when we had the just light-filled, lovely, and just inspiring mellow childs, as I need my ginkgo biloba yet again for my mind to work. Wow. I came across this Time.com article, "You Can't Be Fit and Fat," written by Alexandra Sifferlin. And I saw this on Yahoo News, and it's really interesting because there have been all these talks about that you can be I'm a healthy heavy person. I don't have high cholesterol and I don't have diabetes or hypertension. But I thought it was really interesting that it said here's the notion here. It's okay to be heavy as long as you don't have diabetes or hypertension, right? Well, not so fast, says the latest research. In a comprehensive review of studies dating back to the 1950s, scientists contradict that idea with evidence that it's not possible to be both overweight and healthy. Now, the researchers from Lunenfeld Tannenbaum Research Institute at Mount Sinai Hospital, try to say that 5 times fast, in Toronto, Canada, found that people who tipped the scales at above their recommended body mass index, their BMI, but did not have abnormal cholesterol or blood pressure, for example, still had a higher risk of dying from heart disease over an average of about 10 years compared to metabolically healthy individuals within normal weight ranges. And I thought to myself, well, why did previous studies suggest that people could be fit and fat? Well, according to the current study's lead author, Dr. Carolyn Kramer, a fabulous doctor who's a female, and we know that women are going to take over the earth if you have anything to say about it, the discrepancy likely has to do with how the various studies were set up. For instance, some large studies, no pun intended, only compared weight and the risk of adverse events instead of looking closely at people's metabolic health. So some of the apparently healthy but overweight or obese individuals might have had signs of diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol that simply weren't recorded in the study. Other trials compared healthy obese people to unhealthy obese people instead of comparing them to people of normal or healthy weights, and other studies relied on small groups of participants who were only studied over short time periods. I thought that very, very interesting. So, and I don't say any of this to make anybody who's, overweight or whatever to feel bad, but it's just to inspire us all to just live healthy and hopefully make healthier choices throughout the holiday season, as we're faced with a lot of this sort of binge eating and all this stuff. Oh, go ahead, just have one more cookie, Or like I had my roommate the other day, bringing a bag of little biscottis. He's like, oh, there's only little ones, and I said, no thanks. And he was like, he's very Southern, so it's like you feel obliged when somebody from the South offers you food, and they say it with a Southern accent, as a lot of people from the South do.
Yes,
you feel obliged. Oh, go ahead. It's only one little bite. Mama wants you to have fun. How can you say no to that? Right? How can you say no to that? So
exactly.
So what do you not? And now you're fabulous, but I know that you're thinking, oh my God, I need to be a size 0, and you're a 2. Okay.
No, I'm a 4. I'm a 4. I was talking about getting down to a 2.
Oh, that's right.
Don't get me wrong. I can, depending on the clothing, especially if they're horrible, I'll be a size 6 in something. But, I'm like a normal size 4, I think. Yeah.
4 is petite. What is a normal? What is normal? So I think you're fabulous, but we all want to maybe tone and I want to shift some things around. I want to shift the love handles up to my chest to make my chest look bigger and my waist look smaller. So that's
your
what. But I'm up
area.
Yeah, my chest, my heavage, I call it. My man cleavage, I call it heavage.
Oh, I like
not
that.
Man boobs. Yeah, heavage is like that's really fit, not man boobs. No, so I'm working on that. I'm up to 164 pounds, and that's like a big deal. Yeah, my body kind of wants to stay at like 140 something, but I'm fighting it. I'm fighting it big time.
You do hear how much I hate you, right? The disdain is just
rolling
off of me because God, I gotta gain weight. I really need to gain weight because when I stop doing my normal thing, I lose weight. It's a rough life. I'm gonna punch you in the face. Exactly.
Is that how my voice sounds?
Yep, that's what's gonna happen.
I love that. So cute of you. I'm gonna beat you up after the show. So, no, I know. For guys, our society tells us we have to be big and strong. For women, you have to be. I almost said we.
Well, but there's quite a number of guys I think out there that are trying to lose weight. I think there's more guys trying to lose weight than gain weight.
Well, but
they're in the minority. They're the ones that are trying to gain weight. They're the ones that have just gone through puberty and maybe have their driver's license. Those are the ones trying to bulk up.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to the beach.
So what you say is that you are essentially a preteen or a teenager, and that I need to drive you everywhere, evidently, because you need to gain weight. Okay.
Yes. You're making me cry. I'm sitting here in the fetal position because you've just touched upon that one spot that even my therapist couldn't get to. So
you're like, wow, I have the metabolic rate of a 14-year-old. Now that's being blessed. Talk about having thanks for Thanksgiving. You're blessed with the metabolic rate of a 14-year-old. Wow.
What can I say? But we all have our crosses to bear, and that's not to make light of the Catholic Church or Jesus' suffering. So, okay. I don't know where that came from, but anyway, we'll cleanse ourselves of that thought. Okay.
There we go.
Now, our third story here is that I came upon. I don't know if you heard about this. Man survives 3 days underwater in air pocket. Did you hear about this?
No. What?
Yeah. This took place in May. Okay. I don't know why we're just now hearing about this. Now, get this. Okay. Not just 3 days underwater, not just underwater like 2 feet, but listen to this. A video has captured the astonishing moment a fisherman was rescued after 3 days trapped nearly 100 feet underwater in the Atlantic Ocean. Harrison O'Keene, a 29-year-old ship's cook, was the only known survivor from the boat of 12 men which capsized on May 26th, 20 miles off the coast of Nigeria. Now listen to this. This is really, really fascinating. When a boat sinks, the water pressure acts to compress the air in any air pockets. This means it is supersaturated with oxygen, and thus someone can survive an unexpectedly long time in a small seeming air pocket. Now, after 12 hours, he would also have been saturated with about 35.2 psi of nitrogen in his blood. So at which point returning to the surface without many hours of very slowly scheduled decompression would have killed him. But they did put him in a decompression tank after he was rescued for that very purpose. Now, he did not, and also another really key point to think about, he didn't suffer from hypothermia. Why? Well, because this took place off the coast of Nigeria, which is practically on top of the equator. So it's very, very warm there at that time. So, I mean, can you talk about being in the wrong place at the right time?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean,
3 days.
Yeah, exactly. So I brought this up to go, I thought this was a really, really fascinating story and so unusual. You're not going to hear anything else like this usually. Just to point out that, you know what, never, ever give up. Can you imagine what was going through his mind? And just the thought of the possibility of never, ever seeing anything and never being found and being able to survive that. That's pretty amazing. So,
wow.
Yeah, and so I think, you know, as we go through the holidays and we get and going through Thanksgiving and going into Christmas and looking forward to New Year's and making New Year's resolutions and all that and giving thanks and you know, and giving and receiving and all that kind of stuff when it comes to gifts and whatnot, I hear a story like that and it just really makes you stop and catch your breath and think about what's most important, you know, in our lives. And so that's why tonight I thought, you know, talking about love and falling in love and just loving one another is really important to remember, because that should be the heart of what we really focus on throughout the holiday season. And speaking of love, I'm looking out at the studio, and I know you can see with me. I can see down the lane there, and far in the distance, I sense a Latino tornado that's just heading this way with so much sass and sexiness, and just he is, honey, when he comes in the room. We probably won't be able to have too much eye contact with Carlos Torres because he is exactly how he sounds. He's just absolutely fabulously gorgeous and talented and smart and sassy. So we may have to do like the Miss America contestants and sit in that separate booth, you know. That
I'm going to put on my Ray-Bans and just block it, because I think if I look at him directly, you know, could be catastrophic.
But he'll do a little bit of yoga once he arrives, because I've set up his parking space like I did for Danielle Eskenazi, our fabulous commercial casting director we had a couple of weeks ago. I set up his little private parking space with lots of gold paint on the spot and glitter all over the place. And I have a Zydeco band from New Orleans, because I know that he probably likes world-class kind of eclectic music. So I have a band out there to welcome him, and then I have the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders are going to bring him up, and then a quarterback, he's going to sit on top of the quarterback's shoulders, and he's going to come to our door, and then he's going to knock on the door, and that's when we'll know he's here.
Wow.
Was that specific enough?
That's a parade.
Thank you. That is, and he does deserve a parade. Now, before we bring him on, because we're going to do our lovely word up list with you, I want to just give a quick note in recognition of the passing of the Fast and Furious movie star Paul Walker, who unfortunately met an untimely death. That always sounds silly to say that, but anyway, he was only 40 years old, and he and a friend of his were in I think it was a Porsche. It was like a $500,000 car in Valencia. Yeah, where I went to grad school up there in Valencia, and they crashed. And if you've seen it on television, there was not much left of that car. It's really very sad. So he died, and he was up there. I think they were raising money for the typhoon victims in the Philippines. So he was giving back to the world right before he passed. So God bless him. Talented young man. Very, very easy in the eye, and apparently, you know, a very giving person too. So God bless him for giving back and helping others. And it's just sad to see that he's passed, because apparently I mean, he really did. I've seen how people reacted, and he apparently touched a lot of people. So, but a sobering reminder that life is can be fleeting. So.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, I know. So that's made hard to transition from that into our next little segment because we don't want our guests to be waiting too long. But let's do our little. Hey, this is our word. Right. This is our word up, a word mind association game where I'll say a word, name, or phrase and ask my opening sidekick to say the first thing that comes to mind. Are you ready?
I am.
Romance.
My guy, my man, my love.
Your man, your love. Is there somebody that we should know about? Are we going to be talking about this?
Yes, we are going to be talking about that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And speaking of my man, here's your second word. Chocolate.
Delight.
Oh, and he is. Luke is a delight. He's delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And we go from chocolate to your third word, name, or phrase. Barry White.
Oh, master of sex.
Wow. Boy, I'm sure his wife and mistresses all thought so. Oh, I know. He's like, that's
right?
making love. That is making love.
Man's a champion. I mean, think of how many children have been brought into this world that were conceived because of Barry White's smoothness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, think about that.
I mean, okay, now we go from that really sexy, alluring, masculine, kind of take you in a moment kind of feeling to your next word. Manscaping.
Oh, gosh.
I love how you
gosh. I don't know if I can summarize that. I would say necessary but abused.
Yes.
You know?
Like most men, necessary but abused.
There we go.
Yes. Now our last phrase, name, or word. Falling in love.
Ah, gosh, joy.
Joy Behar?
Joy. Exactly. And pantsuits.
Exactly.
Joy and pantsuits. There we go.
Joy Behar in pantsuits. That says falling in love like nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that. Oh. What the? Well, let me see. Carlos, is that you? Carlos. Oh.
It's me. Can you hear me?
Why aren't you wearing pants?
Well, it's a little late.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I like that. It's a little late.
It's a falling in love episode, and he wants us to fall in love with him, MTG. Unadulterated and vulnerable hit. See, look at that. That's an open relationship right there. I love it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
That's speaking of open. I love that. And you look great in a thong, by the way. So just, don't turn around too fast because Tuffet might pass out.
That's true.
Now, but before we get into the meat, so to speak, of who Carlos Torres is, I'm going to share. We're going to have another little transition here. Doesn't that sound magical? I love that. That's our dream harp. This is called Shitz Giggles, Carlos Torres and Tuffet Schmelzle, or crap that makes you laugh. Those slice of life moments that happen all around us. Now, this is unique to our part of the world here. I don't know if you heard about this news story. It's not quite as brave as the man who was stuck in the Atlantic under 100 feet of water for 3 days in an air pocket and who survived.
I heard that.
Okay. Right? Okay, hear this one. I got this off of Huffington Post, off of stupid weird news stories, which is my favorite part of the site. California woman rescued after getting stuck between buildings. You heard this
Are
one?
you serious?
Oh, yeah, listen to this.
What?
Okay, between buildings. She got stuck between buildings. Listen to this. They know how she got there, but they're not sure why. I think there was alcohol involved. I'm just telling you right now. An Orange County, California woman was rescued by firefighters after getting stuck between buildings in Santa Ana on Monday night. Officials told KTLA that the 28-year-old woman, who was not identified, she's lucky for that, had been jumping between a vacant supermarket and a strip mall and had fallen into an 18-inch wide gap between the buildings. 18 inches.
Oh.
Okay, that's you can't jump 18 inches. You can't step. Really? Are you kidding me? I mean, come on.
She must have.
This is why we need to be concerned about Orange County.
Honey,
I'm concerned about the public schools out there now.
Yeah. Oh, no kidding. She got up into a building. She got onto the roof of a building, but couldn't jump over 18 inches. Okay, let me finish the story.
You know what? Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield make this look really easy.
Right. But you get a ruler and another half of a ruler, and you tell me you can't do that. Really? No. She initially got stuck about 5 feet off the ground. Can you imagine that? You fall.
Hey, wait a minute though. If she was wearing heels, maybe she can't make it.
Honey, I can run in tenny pumps any day of the week, so she's got no
and
excuse.
Still cross over that.
Girl, you know that's right. I'm like 18 inches. That's a starter kit. So anyway, she initially got stuck about 5 feet off the ground, but managed to shimmy down. The station reported she was unable to escape due to columns blocking her way. Those damn columns all rue the day. The Orange County Fire Authority's Urban Search and Rescue Team, Captain Steve Concialdi, told the LA Times that 30 firefighters participated in the rescue operation, in which the woman was 30. In which the woman was put in the harness and lifted out. Honey, the last time I was put in a harness and lifted out, it wasn't between two buildings. Okay, now it is unclear why she had been jumping between buildings in the first place. She was trapped for about an hour and a half and was treated for minor injuries, including cuts and bruises. In January, a Portland, Oregon woman who'd been walking on a roof fell between two buildings and had to be rescued by firefighters. I don't know why they had to add that too. But anyway, really, 18 inches. You can't... I could sleepwalk over 18 inches.
This is my question. Did she have to pay for that, or at least pay for half of that? For the firefighters' time and effort and gas to move the trucks and the harness. I feel as a California taxpayer, I don't know if I want to cover that. I mean, I do want to cover genuine emergencies, but you being a moron and not being able to scale 18 inches, I think you need to put at least half the bill.
Right, you got onto a roof.
But did she say why?
No, I think what was really bruised was her ego.
Oh.
I'm like, it's a good thing they didn't put her name
out.
Daddy,
I wanted to do America's Got Talent, and I have this really kick-ass roof jumping bit that I want to do. Man, now I got to go back to the drawing board.
Oh, I love it. Oh, you know what? Again, our audience is in stunned amazement at the sheer beauty, not only of your host and of our wonderful sidekick, the amazing Tuffet Schmelzle, but the torrid Torres, Carlos. You are just their jaws are
what a
hanging.
Sweet intro.
I tell you, they just think you're the shit. So now, Carlos Torres. Now we're going to fet you properly because you always introduce our guests with their bios. We like to educate.
Please do.
Yes, because our audience is very well educated, and not only is this an entertainment show, we always learn something here at OMTG. We always walk away knowing a little more than we did. Sometimes things we didn't want to know or care to know about, but we still know them. Okay. Now, Carlos Torres, with an extensive background in public relations, Carlos Torres maintains premier editorial alliances with the country's most widely read and seen media outlets. Carlos has worked with Guess, Old Navy, Murad. Is it Riverworks? Am I saying that right? Or Riverworks?
Correct.
Yeah.
River. It's pronounced just like a river.
Oh, good. I thought, oh, Jesus, because it's RRIVRE, and I was like, Jesus, really?
Yeah, spelled very different.
Yeah. A custom luxury rentals company based in downtown Los Angeles, and OPI, globally recognized as a leader in the beauty industry and the #1 brand used by professionals, to name a few. So Carlos Torres has found his niche. That's French, ladies and gentlemen. His niche in the lifestyle arena, specializing in beauty, fashion, and health. That's pretty impressive. I think that's wonderful.
Wow. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Carlos. It's one. You just have your hands in so many things. I've learned for a while, so I can vouch for that. Yeah, right, exactly. Now, Carlos, this is sort of a day in the life of you. Okay, so describe to us, our studio audience, our lovely Tuffet Schmelzle, you're loving and adoring OMTG, and our listening audience. Describe to us a day in the life of a lifestyle arena public relations aficionado, Carlos Torres.
Oh, a typical day for me. Well, let me tell you, it's a lot of time on the computer and a lot of time writing. Pretty much, I think about 90% of what I do is write. So I'm sort of, not sort of, I should say, I am a writer. So it basically what I'm going to have to do is, create press releases, create pitches, and create stories. And then once those are written and confirmed and finalized, then they get sent out. So a lot of that is what I do. I'm on my computer and I'm on my phone all day.
Wow.
Carlos Torres, please.
Hello?
Carlos Torres, please.
Speaking.
Right. These sound cues aren't cooperating.
What? I'm like, what?
No. This is me calling you. You like that one? Yeah. I have a rotary dial cell phone.
Oh, got it.
That's me calling you. Yeah. So you're writing all day and putting all that stuff together. You're writing, and then you're having to contact everybody. That's and your day starts at what time in the morning, and what time do you usually wrap up?
You know what? I do not have a typical 9-to-5 job. I don't start at a specific time, and I don't end at a specific time. I'm an early bird, so the minute I usually get up around, I would say, a little bit before 6 a.m., and as soon as I wake
Oh, my God.
I know. Yeah.
I do, and it's just habit. I don't need, there's no alarm. It's just habit for my body just gets up. And it's become habit that as I'm up, I grab my laptop, open it up, and I start going through emails. And the reason why is because a lot of the people that I deal with are in New York. So it's a lot of New York time, and they're 3 hours ahead. I need to kiss.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Tuffet spent some time in New York. She knows all about it.
Oh, my God, I know all about New York. And they have style. I mean, they need you there. Oh, my God.
I love going to New York. I actually want to go back. But I'm not I'm not a cold weather person. I just can't do it. So
you're an
oh, my
Angelina.
freaking God, no. When you got the California sun out here, why would you need to be over there with the freaking cold and stuff, right?
That's what I say. So that's why I have to wait till the fall. I mean, spring, summer, all of that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Hot weather, and I can understand why you like to be in a warmer climate because you're not wearing pants tonight, and it is kind of chilly out. But Southern California typically has warmer weather, and you just don't like to wear a whole lot of clothes, which I understand because you're in incredible shape. You have negative body fat. So I think, in fact, when I see you at the gym, I think you actually transfer body fat to me. I don't know how you do it. But I feel like, what did he just do?
The secret, I need to get it out of me and get it into people around me.
I don't know how you do that, but it's pretty amazing. So, you have a pretty healthy regimen, and so because you may have heard, what is going on? Are you scraping your windows on your car? What is that?
No, do you hear something? Oh.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Oh. He was scraping the fat off. He's obviously talking to us. We're somehow transferring the fat, and he's scraping it off.
Scraping
the
fat off.
Yeah, and he's going to bring it to me. Oh, he's going to spray it on me. It's going to be like some fat cologne or something he's going to give me. Here, try this. Wear it. It smells so delicious. And I'm like, I'm spraying fat on my body. Thanks a lot.
We're calling it lard.
Yeah. Love handles. Wear it all day. So so are you finding it difficult to try to kind of keep your normal routine throughout the holiday season? Are you tempted by all this deliciousness around you? And I don't just mean me and Tuffet.
I know, right?
Right?
Well, no, I don't follow a diet or anything like that. I love food. There's no way that I could not eat something. Absolutely not. I'm the type of person, when I'm hungry, I eat, and whatever's around me is what I'm going to eat. So I just have to be a little bit more careful with it, a little bit more, take it in small portions, I say.
Note to self: bring bacon grease soaked cakes and cookies to Jim and give to.
I mean, yes.
Please, can't refuse food. Listen. Okay, yes. I'm going to give you Twinkies double dipped and fried in bacon fat.
And you're the one to talk, mister. I'm up to 164 pounds. Really? Both of you.
Yeah.
I'm going to set both of you on fire. Both of you at the Willows after the show, okay? You're all going to be down.
Yeah, Michael is in good shape. So I don't know, I don't know where you're coming from, but you're in good shape. So are you? I mean, do you watch what you eat?
I do. I keep both eyes open. Trust me. I like to know what I'm doing. Yeah, no, absolutely. Exactly. I don't go wild and crazy. I pretty much eat whatever, but I don't. I just try to be smart about it. But I have my moments when I eat like 3 bowls of like chocolate cereal late at night, and I'm like, oh, I didn't need to do that, but I did it anyway. But I don't get too bad about it, so I don't binge eat too much.
See?
I know. We all have moments. Now, I want to just transition right into our main topic for this evening, which is all about love. All about love. As tonight's show,
love.
We're going to sigh together. 1, 2, 3. Right. Oh, yeah. Now, the tonight's show is called "Falling in Love Again." So, Carla.
Again.
Yeah, again. Yeah, because we're just perpetual fallers and lovers, but there has an exception to the rule, and I think it's happened for me, and I think it's happened for you too. And apparently, Tuffet has something to reveal to us as well. So this is going to be a very lovingly revealing show this evening. Now, Carlos, you have told me that you have always had a passion for poetry, and literature, especially poetry that deals with matters of the heart and ones that evoke emotion. Now, one of your current favorite poet writers is Lang. Is it Levy or Leave?
Leave.
Yeah. One of your current favorite poet writers is Lang Leave, who has a book out called Love and Misadventure. So now I did some research on Miss Lang Leave and her book Love and Misadventure, and I saw that on Amazon.com they said this about her. Lang Leave is a poet and internationally exhibiting artist, awarded a coveted Spreaker fellowship. Her work expresses the intricacies of love and loss. Beautifully illustrated and thoughtfully conceived, Love and Misadventure will take you on a roller coaster ride through an ill-fated love affair, from the initial butterflies to the soaring heights, through to the devastating plunge. Lang Leave has an unnerving ability to see inside the hearts and minds of her readers. Her talent for translating complex emotions with astonishing simplicity has won her a cult following of devoted fans from all over the world. The enchanting work of Sydney, Australia author Lang Leave swings between the whimsical and woeful, expressing a complexity beneath its childlike facade. Her imagination stretches across a variety of disciplines, encompassing art, poetry, and books. My God, thank you so much for introducing us. Because I didn't know, I've never heard of her. So, I mean, I love, and see, this is another educational moment here on MTG. We get to get exposed, so to speak, to this wonderful new poet, artist, author, Lang Leave. How did you find out about her?
I found out about her through, when I go online a lot, and I have I'm sure you guys heard of Tumblr, correct?
Yes.
Well, I post a lot of stuff that has to do kind of with a little bit what I do, fashion, but I also post a lot of poetry. Her boyfriend, Michael, is someone that I followed on Tumblr for a while, and he's also a writer. So through him is how I found out that he has a girlfriend, and I got introduced to her, to her writing, and her book that's out now. But I fell in love with her just because her writing is so simple, but yet it's sort of kind of like anybody could understand it, and anybody can feel exactly what she's writing because we've all been there. It's one of those that it's one of those that she's talking to you like a friend. and you're there in the moment, and that's kind of exactly why I fell in love with her. And the book, I mean, if you get a chance to get it or just go through it, you'll kind of see what I mean, because sometimes her writing is a little bit also like she's telling you a story, you know,
yeah.
and she uses that story to kind of explain that situation that she is either feeling or currently going through, or anybody else, really, for that matter.
Well, let me tell you something. As you know, as you and I have been discussing, and this was the seed of our doing this show together, because I've wanted,
yes.
since I've told you about OMTG, I've wanted you to be a guest on the show, and you and I are like, oh, what can we talk about? What can we talk about? Because obviously you and I don't have any difficulty chatting with one another. So, but we wanted to have something really fun and meaningful to talk about. And I've fallen in love recently, and he really is.
As I hear.
Oh, honey, you've seen his photos, and well, some of them.
I have.
And so it's Tuffet. And he is
well,
not
he's
only
a beautiful man.
He really is, and inside and out, and he is the most. These eyes of his are like golden colored, like the sun. It's like watching a sunrise every time I look in his eyes. It's so beautiful.
Ooh,
and
like Edward Cullen in Twilight.
Yes, he is just so, and he's got that wonderful caramel colored skin, or he likes to call it plum black. I'm like, really? But he's
plum
so
black, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He doesn't like. No, not really. No, he's so cute, and he's 6 foot tall, and he's just dreamy, and he's Harvard educated. He's so brilliant and smart, and just so well versed. And but there was something about him, and when we first met, it's like we've known each other before. It's one of those things, and I really do feel like we found each other soulmates. And I say that because the very first poem from Love and Misadventure by Lang Lee that I came across was Soulmates. And so let me read this. Let me read
one
this
of my favorite ones.
Yes, because it really captures exactly how I think Luke and I feel about one another. Soulmates. I don't know how it is you are so familiar to me, or why it feels less like I am getting to know you, and more as though I am remembering who you are. How every smile, every whisper brings me closer to the impossible conclusion that I have known you before. I have loved you before, in another time, a different place, some other existence. And wow. And I tell you, and my favorite, as when we get to our music segment at the end of the show, one of my favorite movies of all time, my favorite romantic movie of all time, is Somewhere in Time, starring Jane Seymour and Christopher Reeve at his most glorious beautifuln's, and Jane Seymour as well. It's just a glorious film. It's just so beautiful. Where at the beginning of the film, he's a successful playwright having a big hit, like his first big hit off Broadway, and this older woman, very regal, walks up to him and hands him this beautiful gold watch, this timepiece, and says, "Come back to me." And that's how the movie starts. And he has to go back in time, and he realizes that he knew her earlier in her life, that they were romantically in love, and he feels compelled to go back in time to be with her. And it just and we watched that movie together recently, and then when I read this poem, Soulmates, from Love and Misadventure, I was just like blown away, because it absolutely captures how I feel. Now, how does
what we're going through?
Absolutely. Now, why is it one of your favorites? How does it speak to you?
Well, I believe exactly kind of what you're going through. I do believe that you are meant to come across with some people, and that connection off the bat is just a little bit. It sort of kind of takes your breath away, so to speak. Yeah. And those are the ones. I mean, you can, I always say you meet a lot of people in life, and you come across a lot of people. But then there are certain ones that sort of, in whatever it may be, are the ones that take your breath away, are the ones that are worth putting that extra effort in getting to know them. And whether it leads to something romantic or a beautiful friendship, that's exactly where you should go, and be open to the route.
Yeah. And and I'm a romantic at heart. but there was something about him from the very moment I met him through OkCupid.com, and as you know, online dating has become, it's really had a big turnaround. It used to be really, really frowned upon, and it's like in Los Angeles, like, so what do you do? You're like, oh, I'm an actor. I'm like, no, I'm an actor. I'm proud of it. I am. I'm proud. But it takes. So it used to be like, oh, how did you meet? You're like, oh, we met online, and you wouldn't really tell anybody that.
Yeah.
As if meeting like at a bathhouse or bar was more reputable. Really?
Yeah.
So now it's like, exactly, and it's wild when he, like, the second or third response that he had included his name and his phone number, and when I said his name out loud, it just resonated in a way that just like it was, I can't explain. I just knew something was different. And then when we had our first date, towards the end of the evening, I just looked him straight in the eye and said, I'm going to marry you someday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm going to marry you.
But I believe in feelings like that. I believe that does happen. Like you really know on the first meeting if you really want to continue seeing this person or not.
Yeah. 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 As my friend Alex said to me, she's wonderful, and she's a lesbian, so she can get away with saying this. She says, just go ahead and rent the U-Haul for that second date. Call yourself lesbian and move in together. I said, okay, fine. And she's going to write she's going to write a toast for the wedding. She says, don't fuck this up because I'm writing the toast already. So,
but
that's a good friend.
Yeah, absolutely. And now let me read another. Before we go into this next poem, Tuffet, tell us about your man.
Oh my gosh, my man. You know what's hilarious about this story? I met this guy in high school. He's a year older than me, and he was dating like an ex-best friend, and I hated him because he was that straight guy that does musical theater that's really confident and really self-assured, which, of course, me being the, like, super feminist that I was in high school, I absolutely loathed him. We both moved out to L.A. after college, and I ran into him a couple of times. The first time at Central Casting, I was like, oh, God, not this guy. And then a second time I went into his restaurant where he was working as a waiter, and both of them were like, oh, I hate this guy. He's awful. Such a douche. I hate this guy. He messages me back in the summer in, like, July on Facebook. And I already didn't like him. He was a douchebag. So I'm like, oh, he's messaging me on Facebook? Yeah. On Facebook? Yeah. Really?
That's Betty in the studio audience. She doesn't like that at all. She had a stalker on Facebook, so that really upsets her.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, really? Come on. And he's living back in St. Louis, which is ridiculous. And I ended up talking to him on the phone because, give me a call sometime. She's giving me grief, but I know who she is. It's fine. Give me a call sometime. So I did because I'm a tormenting, fiery little redhead that's going to get her way and show that she's queen mistress of the universe. And I ended up talking to him for 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
I know. It was it was just ridiculous.
It was a good surprise, right?
It was a delightful surprise, and I've talked to him every day since then. And it was one of those where it just, it's that right place, right time. And I was like, wow. When you meet somebody that speaks your language fluently, that's what I told my friends and my family. Yeah. I can't describe it, but he speaks Tuffet fluently.
You were like that guy to teach him. You were like that Nigerian cook who survived that shipwreck. You were stuck in a
Yes, I have survived dating in Los Angeles on multiple online dating sites.
Yep.
And then finally got this. Like, the universe is clearly looking out for me.
Pretty amazing. Now, here is another poem from Love and Misadventure called X's and O's. Love is a game of tic-tac-toe, constantly waiting for the next X or O.
Or O.
Yeah.
Oh,
now
I'm kind of in love with this girl.
I know. You're gonna in the last.
Just call Carlos. God, Carlos, why do you have to be great at everything?
Yeah, right. Damn it, Carlos. Now, how did you meet your man? Did you tell us already, and I just forget already?
What was that?
How did you meet your man? Did you say
Well,
already? Or did you not?
well, no, not exactly. However, I'm coming to things changed a little bit. You're all coming with happy stories here. And when I spoke with you, or a while back before the holidays,
Yeah.
I was in a good spot, but things changed.
Are they not so happy right now?
No, that's the shot. What happened? No. Basically, things have, and I'm trying to, I always, and I think this is where we talked about, when I saw you at the gym, Michael, about this is the one guy that I say I believe in second chances because I just believe in love in general, So let me go back so you know a little bit of the history with this guy. He is someone that, we met in person through a mutual friend being out and about, and it was great. We hit it off right away. We had a good time. The whole works. We were really moving forward in a good, in a good way. We both knew that we wanted to be in a relationship, and we were moving forward to be together, and it was definitely going that route. Now, I always say, I always thought to myself, whether in a relationship, right? No matter how long you guys been together, there's some things that are just for you, meaning just my thing, your thing, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. However, with me, my phone and my computer are off limits. Sense a little bit?
I get that. No, exactly.
I say it's my personal space. I can write what I want, see what I want.
Right.
Don't have to
it's
answer
like
to anybody.
Yeah, your computer's like your journal. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, I don't have anything, nothing to hide or anything like that. But it's just my own. No, I don't. I really don't. However,
I don't watch porn on my computer.
Well, and he knew this. So one night, we got together for dinner. I spent a night at his house. The next morning, we got up. We were getting ready for work. While I was in the shower, he went through my phone.
What?
Yes.
Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. It's time for a sound cue. Here goes.
I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to whip somebody's ass. Oh, if you don't leave me alone, you're gonna have to send me home, 'cause I'm about to whip somebody's ass.
It's more like if you don't put down my phone, you're gonna have to.
No, really, that's how it is, And I got out of the shower, and his demeanor and everything changed from the time, from before I went in to when I came out. I immediately knew something was wrong because he was acting straight. He was quiet, and then he started asking some, on the way downstairs to go to work, he just started asking some really weird and random questions like, what are we doing? What about us? He finally admitted that, he went through my phone and he saw some things that he didn't want to see. And, that was the start of that, which kind of, it did a little separation just for the fact that, to me, I don't know, someone going through my phone is sort of, it's a violation, I think.
It is, and I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here, but I'm a little torn to a degree, because a good friend of mine and somebody you know, they shall remain nameless at the moment, because they're not a part of this conversation at this moment, so I don't want to say anybody's name in particular. But a good friend of mine recently, and his boyfriend has had some out-of-town job-related duties that has been taking him back and forth from one city to the other. And so then when he got back to the home city where my friend is, he arrived at his apartment. He was really tired, and he kind of passed out on the bed. And something just compelled my friend to look at the phone, and he discovered some text messages about sex party and other things, and when are you going to come and hook up and things like. I mean, things like that. It was like, oh, you know. I mean, there were some things that this now ex-boyfriend was doing that was literally putting his health at risk.
Well, that I agree with, but that was in my case.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's your case exactly, but in general, just to snoop for snooping's sake, you know, it's just life isn't so black and white, and I get it. In your case, it seemed like there was something up, like he was looking for trouble, you know, and I believe, you know, and I don't know if you guys agree, but I believe that if you're going to go look into someone's phone, you're going to find something you don't like.
Yes.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
When you're already in that, you have to be in an emotionally desperate state in order to go and do something like that. You're already feeling really insecure. You just need some piece of evidence to say, see, I'm not actually being insecure. This is completely rational because I have this piece of evidence now.
Yeah. And he admitted. And
yes, Judge Judy.
But he did admit to it. You know, he did. You know, he did admit to he should have never have done that. He's awful. Yeah. He did apologize, but it sort of changed the dynamic of things, and we kind of, you know, things weren't the same. But this is where the second chance comes in, you know, because I even questioned myself, meaning, you know, okay, so yeah, I got pissed that he went through my phone and you know, did that, but. Is it that harsh where I just, you know, forget about it, you know, just dump them and let them go, or is it worth, you know, trying again? Because it wasn't like, you know, someone cheated.
It was coming from a place of malice. It was coming from information.
And let's remind each other. And this is a good life lesson. And I always try to come from this place as well, and I suggest this to you guys, is that we should always come from a place of curiosity. If we keep a sense of curiosity about things that occur, we're going to be more, you know, actors instead of reactors. And so if I'm curious, I'm going to want to know what was in his mind, what was going on, why did he feel that he needed to do that? And then you get to the root of the issue instead of just reacting in the moment purely out of emotion and ego. So I always try to remember 100%. Yeah, because right now the way I feel about Luke is I just love him to no end, and you know. But there are going to be times when I'm sure down the line where we'll have a moment where we'll get on each other's nerves and we might say something harsh and all that. But I just want to remember that I want to always come from a place of, you know what, this is somebody I love. This is somebody I would lay down my life for. This is somebody I feel fully invested in. So if I always remember coming from that place, then I'm not going to discount that person. All of a sudden I'm going to do a complete 180 and act like they're Satan's child.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
No, that's not for me. I get to do that because I'm hormonal, so it's totally fine.
Yeah.
No, but
I have my theory there too.
Say, but I think what you said, like, to me, is somebody that I would like that someone. I say it's common sense. You know, like I want somebody who sort of just gets it. They understand that there's going to be some good times and there's definitely going to be some bad times. That's just the rules of the game. You know, at times we're not going to get along. We're going to argue. We're going to fight. But if it's nothing so major, then the problem I think with a lot of people is they like to jump ship so quick.
Yeah.
Oh, child, that is me.
Very fickle. It's like you're in third grade. One moment I love you, and the next moment I'm pulling your hair and I'm saying you have a pukey. And that's
and goodbye.
Yeah. See, my devotion does not lie towards people. It lies towards Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and Hunger Games. Yay.
Harry Potter.
Exactly. Harry Potter.
Which leads us to our third poem from Langleave, which I think is where we would strive to be with our soulmate. It's called He and I. When words run dry, he does not try, nor do I. We are on par. He just is, I just am, and we just are.
Oh, my God. I think I might cry.
Mm-hmm. I went, that's it. It's
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
I want to be friends with this girl. Where does she hang out so I can just be like an Uber fan holding her book and just, hi, you want to be friends? Because you write amazing poetry.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm a little suspicious of Carlos. I think he might have met her boyfriend on Grindr, and he's just not telling us.
No. Yeah.
But anyway,
you
it sounds even
me.
more like, yeah, I know, right? Or maybe it was on Hornet. Anyway, I don't know how I know these things. I don't know how I know.
I've never heard of. But okay.
Well, Tuffet does the research for the show, and I just get handed papers. So I'm only reading things. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Now, Carlos. Now, you don't have to give a name, but you can give a certain, you can give you can description. Who is this love of your life right now, and where did we go wrong, Carlos? Where did we go wrong?
Where did we? Well, let's see. The person that that I'm, currently, I would say I don't know where we're at, but the person that I'm dealing with this thing exactly. He is here in LA. He is someone who works in the cruise industry, so his time is spent away a lot.
What, ladies and gentlemen, just make sure we're clear on that. When he says cruise, he means like on a ship, not out in the street.
And there we go.
Looking to hook up.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with common Scientology. This is on the water.
There we go.
You said that word, and that scares Betty in the audience. Yeah. She's it took her a while to get away.
Oh, Barbara, hush.
She's clear now. It's Betty. Okay. Well, okay, that's good. Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. I wish you, and so tell us, Tuffet, are you still having these 6-hour marathon conversations?
I know.
Oh, yes. I know. It's all about Skype. I went home and visited in October. He came out and visited me in November. I get to go see him over Christmas, and I think he's moving out in February.
Oh, wow.
I've been out. Little Billy Joel retrospect. Moving out. Oh, good for you.
Now, and you know what I like? I like that you're actually having like verbal conversations versus texting.
And
it's you kind of have to.
Yeah. Is it clean? You keeping it clean because your family is listening to the show? Are you keeping it clean?
Oh my! I am from St. Louis. You realize that there is no option but to keep it clean.
Okay. Are you wearing like a parka? Because if there's any hint of cleavage in this Skype calling, I think it's
my mom got me when I moved out to LA. My mom got me a chastity belt. When I threw that away, make no mistake, she had gone to Sam's Club and had gotten a full dozen. I'm on the last one. She's given me marching orders. This one's got to. If you're going to go ahead and throw away that chastity belt, this guy better be the one. Period.
Yeah,
that's the truth.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly right.
I love
those mothers.
It's a good. And is that chastity belt? Is it? Remember, it's a silver mesh chain belt because I have one too.
I know. It's the kind of the guys that did the chainmail in Lord of the Rings. It's really light and it's kind of awesome.
It's hot. It's hot. It's kind of ironic. It's kind of ironically hot for a chastity belt. All I'm saying.
Exactly.
So now our next segment. So we cue up our dream heart. It's our shortest segment. It's called Chapter 12. Our lives are like chapters in a book, Carlos Torres. And you have to say his name like that. Tuffet, you have to go, Carlos Torres.
Carlos Torres.
Done.
What
is the title? Yeah. Yes. What is the title of the current life chapter, Carlos Torres?
What is the name of this wonderful column for you? It's Carlos Torres.
What's the name? This particular chapter of your life. What would you title it?
What would I title?
This is my Barbara Walters. If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be? In this case, it's a book. What chapter would you title this portion of your life's book?
I would say, that's a good thing. But I would.
We ask good questions here on OMTG. Yeah, we've done plenty of Pew Research surveys.
If I have to think about it, I would say.
Yep.
I know. At this point, I would say, with everything what's been going on, with a roller coaster of a ride, I would say that's a good one. A roller coaster. That'll be a good chapter name.
Do you like roller coasters, Tuffet?
Yes. Now I do.
You do.
Back in the day, hated them.
I did.
Awful.
If I can get past that first hill, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just sort of like an analogy for a relationship. If you can get past that first hurdle, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So,
MTG, you and your insight.
Right. I would ride you if you were a roller coaster. What is that? What does that mean?
I would ride you if you were a carousel.
I'm just saying, that's Luke. He's telling me to dial it back a notch. Dial it back a notch. Yes, I love him dearly. I would never do anything to hurt my man. I love him. So now our next, I'm really talking like a drunk person now, but that's okay. That's part of the entertainment part of the show. So this next segment.
It's closing time. It's fine.
I just was pretending drunk. And nobody who's listening drunk from the Andy Griffith show. And you're that drunk that was always in the sheriff's in that one jail cell on Mayberry RFD. So here it goes. Neither one of you probably know what I'm talking about. So just the tip. This is called just the tip. How many times have you heard that, Carl? Just the tip.
Well,
let's
let me just stay quiet.
Quietly. Just the tip is a how-to moment where our featured guest, and this week it's Carlos Torres and Tuffet Schmelzle, our wonderful sidekick. We will give you just enough info to get you started. After all, we're entertainment prostitutes. We're not whores. Speak for yourself. You don't just give it away for free. There is a small shipping and handling charge. Now, our featured show this week is 10 Signs You're Falling in Love, whether you like it or not, posted on tonic.com by Annie Scott. Now, this just sounds like somebody you could trust, right? Annie Scott. If Annie Scott said it, it must be true. Okay. So we're going to discuss...
Oh, she did her research, so this sounds like it's going to be real authentic and like an authority figure here. Okay.
Yeah. She could say love from her house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm convinced. Are you ready, Carlos? We're going to go through the 10
ready.
signs you're in love, whether you like it or not. Here you go.
10 signs that you know you're in love.
10 signs that you're falling in love. Exactly. Okay. Number one, you forget to eat. Super telltale. Forgetting to eat means you're not only distracted, but you also want that person more than you want food, so forget all about it. Is that true for either one of you?
For me, it's the opposite. When I'm in love, I eat. I want to go out to eat. Now, when I'm heartbroken is when I don't eat.
See, Carlos Torres and I are twins. I knew it.
See?
Yeah.
When I'm heartbroken, the last thing I want to do is go eat.
Mm-hmm. I want to get the essential oils. I want to take a bath, and I want to blast Avril Lavigne on like repeat. You know.
Thank you. See,
mm-hmm.
And that's it.
I would
and
never
cry a good tear.
Yeah. Oh, you do this. I understand. I never forget to eat, whether I've broken up or I'm madly in love. I'm like ravenous. Like even if it's still attached, I want to bite it. So, okay.
Well, that's
and
good.
he has, ladies and gentlemen,
and
he has.
Unfortunately, I won't go that far in telling you what that's all about. But anyway, here goes. Number 2. You catch yourself smiling. Oh. Now, when I hear that, people are going to be listening to this show. People are going to listen to the show and just go, yeah.
Yes,
a little
I agree.
Love,
pretty much.
Right? A little love in your system can surprise you so much, you can't help but smile. It's half because you feel so good and half because you're laughing at yourself. But I catch myself smiling. I do. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, I know. It's like,
like just it's like smile like just out of nowhere, or like when you look at him, you smile.
That too. But have you seen me? You've seen me at the gym. I'm just like a blithering idiot.
Yeah.
It's like so, not in general.
But you're
like, wait, but what was the difference from before? Oh, wait. Yeah, now he's in love. See how that is? He's in love.
Yeah.
And he sees me He wants to do that. He sees me and he wants to be done with me. Yeah. Now, no, I do. I just find myself smiling. I'll think about him and I'll just smile, big time. Yeah.
And that's sweet.
Yeah, it is very sweet. And then, of course, I mean, you find yourself when you're in love. It just kind of makes you feel good all over. So number 3.
I do. I agree.
Number 3, which I think this is an interesting one. You can't look at that person. Suddenly, it's impossible to hold a decent conversation with the object of your affection because you're afraid if you look them in the eye, they'll be able to tell you're melting for them inside.
Oh
Again.
My
then you want to. That's right. No. And we both did that. We both were like so overcome one moment. We're like, ah! That's how we felt. And we did it at the same time. Isn't that cute?
Oh, my God. You guys are cool.
I don't know about that one, but okay.
Yeah.
I've definitely, thank God I had 1,800 miles separating me because my love has this way of looking at you where he looks away and then turns his head really slowly and then looks at me. Oh. And, of course, I'd be like, oh, you're an idiot. Are you seriously going to pull that tactic? But when he does it, and to me specifically, I'm like, you just looked at me.
You turn into this little Catholic schoolgirl with a crush.
Like,
yeah.
what the hell
giggling.
is that? Yeah, I'm giggling. I'm literally giggling. Gross.
Oh, that's so cute.
I don't know. I say, you know, I want to catch that person looking at me, you know.
Mhm.
And I will do the same.
I
want to make sure he knows. I want to make sure he knows what he has.
Ooh, funny. And I'm sure you show him too. Here it is. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
This is the front, and this is the back.
And this is the back. I love it. Speaking of the back, number 4, you think about them when you're getting dressed in the morning. Don't pretend you've never done it. You start analyzing.
Oh no, that's.
Yeah, you start analyzing whether or not he or she would like the blue shirt better and putting a little more effort into your hair. No harm done.
I agree with that. You want to look good for your man.
You know that's right.
This is bad. I'm 3 for 4. This is bad.
Oh yeah. Okay, and then number 5, you realize you miss them when they're not around. If you're used to seeing the object of your affection at work or class, and then one day they're not there, you feel like your whole day was wasted. Now, I don't feel like my whole day was wasted. I just feel like, you know, I'm thinking like when I'm thinking about that hour of the day I'm going to see them.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you can miss them in certain moments, like like if you're having lunch and you just wish he was there.
No, you'll catch a whiff of something, and hopefully it's not garbage. And you're like, and I think of the person that you love, a certain
I know.
I
recognized it when I was about 3 weeks in, where I said my days have now become divided into the time I'm not spending with my love and the time I'm spending with my love. And suddenly that is completely new for me. Never experienced it before in my life, and that's when I knew I had a real problem. That suddenly it wasn't like, this is the time at the job, this is the time doing dialects, this is the time showering and maintenance and blah, 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 blah. Like, no. 2 very simple categories. Time with him, time not with him.
You know where the old
and that
you
is
has
love.
Gone? You know where the old you has gone? This is where the old you has gone.
Oh, God, no.
Wait a minute. There we go. It's always that last little bit. Yeah. And then make sure it's all done. There's no residue. So that's pretty amazing. So you're 4 out of 5. So number 6, you get jealous about odd things. You found out.
Oh, my God.
You found out they saw a movie last night, and now you are enraged. Why didn't they think to invite you? Who did they go with? Your ears turn as red as you try and mask your jealousy.
Yeah, that happened.
Ooh.
But I think jealousy. Well, no, I mean I think jealousy is healthy. I mean, not overboard, but I mean it's
not looking in phones or laptops. But yes.
Thank you. I mean that's just a little much.
Sir.
Yeah. You who shall not be named.
who shall not be named, but I think a little jealousy is good. You know, you need to, it just means that they, you know.
Yeah, that they love you. They love you. They want to be there. They want to protect you. They want to be that you're theirs. You know, like they not that they own you, but you know that you're like, you know, because we were out disco dancing a Saturday night because we both love the disco music, and you know we like to capture that time of life. Yeah,
where was this at?
Yeah, where was this? I want to go.
In the Valley. There's a place called Oil Can Harry's. It's normally a Western bar. You guys want to join? You should join. We'll do it some night. And to do a disco Saturday night. It's a lot of fun. And so we're on the floor, you know, cutting the rug, as the kids say nowadays. That's a new term. And there's this like, imagine this, like 6'8" guy. You know, one of those people who like, okay, already if you're 6'8", I may be exaggerating a little bit. You know you're tall. You know you're big. You know you take up some space. So don't be bumping around. So, you know, I mean, you know, I'm a very affectionate person. I know that's shocking to most to hear that. And I had a moment on the floor where I just wanted to kiss him. And so I did. And, of course, right at that moment, big old Luggo Lurch decides to, like, you know, like a quarter or like fullback us one, like he's going to tackle us. And, like, just, like, totally bumped on us really hard, and, like, our faces hit. And I kind of hurt his mouth a little bit, and I felt like I injured him, and I felt so bad. And I had this flash of rage on my face, apparently, and I kind of shoved. And this guy, I'm like a Chihuahua, and this guy's like a Great Dane. And I kind of shove him, you know, and he kind of pulls me, and Luke kind of pulls me away to keep me from harm's way. But I was like, I just felt instinctively very protective. And I'm thinking, you lug, you know, at least say, excuse me, or I'm sorry. I don't know what it is about our culture out here. People just don't acknowledge the fact that they have bumped you or knocked into you or almost knocked you over. I mean, what is that about? So I just, so I had a moment where it's like, don't fuck with my man. Yeah, I'm like, you're 8 times my size, but I will rip you to shreds like a Tasmanian devil. All I'm saying. Right? I know.
Love.
Right? That was so cute. That's so cute. So I hope that you both have moments like that where there are no injuries, but that you get to show that kind of mad love and craziness for one another.
Mm-hmm. Bring it in.
Right. Pencil that down. We're going to go out dancing while all of us will have a lot of fun. We'll leave our laptops and our phones in the car so there's no cause for snooping. We'll just have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Number 7. You've pictured what your children would look like. And her response to this is, oops. Oops. And we've done that. We've he says all the time, he's like, if we had children, they'd be so beautiful. You know, I'm like, well, yeah. You know, I'm thinking, who's going to say they're going to have ugly kids? Right? But, they would be great.
Like, now that I'm looking at you, and I love you dearly, but you know what, sweetie? I don't think we should procreate. They're not going to be very attractive. It's an uphill battle for their lives. No.
Don't want the children fighting for their lives every day.
Tie the tubes now, okay? Let's save ourselves some trouble.
Tie them in a nice bow, put a little, glitter on it, make it look pretty. Yeah, and call it a day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so we have talked about kids, and I'm like, that's just hilarious. And her response was, oops. So, have you talked about children, either one of you?
I've entertained the notion in my giggly ridiculousness. Like, he's so cute. He's so dreamy. He's saying to me today, this is a wonderful relationship. Gosh, what do babies look like? They'd be so cute. But then there's the rational me that, is an adult that says, ooh, these are 2 artists. Let's have them move out. Let's have them move into town first, and then we'll go on with the fantasy about children.
Yeah, we talk. I mean, I've had the conversation about, do we, are we the types that would have children? But I don't know. I've never dived so deep into that.
I think we're going to try having a dog first when we have a place where we have a place for rodents.
I agree.
I'm going to name. Well, I'm going to name him Parker. He's going to be Parker Taylor Williams, and so we've already decided we're going to be Luke Taylor Williams and Michael Taylor Williams. That'll be our married name. Now I'll.
Oh my gosh! You're inviting.
Wow.
Wow.
I will be Michael Taylor Gray professionally, but as a married man, I will be Michael Taylor Williams. Yeah, I think that sounds good. And then our dog, it's gonna be a French bulldog. I've decided, but maybe we'll get two dogs. He'll get a breed that he likes and a breed that I want. I want a French bulldog, a blonde French bulldog, and I want to call him Parker.
Of course you want a blonde called Parker. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Parker Taylor Williams, you get in this house maintenant. That means now.
There we go.
You're too much.
So, I'm too much of a thing. So number 8. People say you're glowing. Number 8. People say you're glowing. And I remind you, Tuffet, that you're now 7 out of 8. And I believe, Carlos, I believe you're probably 8 out of 8. I'm guessing.
Yeah. Let's go.
So I'm like 10 out of 8. I'm just crazy. So people say you're glowing. The feeling of being in love is physical, and like laughter, it can have healing, rejuvenating benefits. This is one of the reasons it's okay to revel in your feelings, even if they're for the wrong person. Just don't make any stupid mistakes. Wow. All right. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, don't make any stupid mistakes, really. I mean, you wouldn't be in love if you were making stupid mistakes occasionally.
I know. Here I thought it was my dewy finish BB cream, but actually, no, I'm just in love. Okay.
What have people told you?
Me?
Have people told you on TG?
Yes, and I said it's because I'm pregnant.
I knew it.
But unfortunately, I keep losing the baby. But we keep trying.
Yeah.
No, I do. I definitely. Yeah, people can say they can see it in my face. They can just see, and I get all excited and I just and I can't wait to show his picture to people and talk about him. And I'm like that.
That is you though. That is you.
Yeah, I know.
You talk.
It's really me. I'm like the people who just had a baby. Yeah, and
that
is
like, you. That's MTG, all right.
My baby spit up. Wasn't it cute? My baby spit up. Isn't that just adorable? He spit up and he pooped his pants. Isn't that just amazing? Yeah, that's me. But except with the man I love. Yeah, but he doesn't spit up or poop his pants. I don't want to confuse that. That was a bad analogy. But anyway, that is my level of excitement. Yeah, I'm definitely. So now number 9. Now I may have to explain. Number 9. I may have to explain who this person is, but tell me if you need me to explain who this person is. You tell me. You've suddenly become Donna Reed. Do you know who Donna Reed is?
Yes.
No.
Oh, you're so young. I love it.
I know.
Donna Reed, most recently, I think she's passed, but the last thing I know that she did, like on television, she replaced Miss Ellie on Dallas. When the matriarch on Dallas, the television series, when the actress Barbara Bel Geddes passed away, Donna Reed.
Now let me say this: I've never seen Dallas.
Oh my God! Well, I know I was, and that's going back a ways. That's going back a ways. But Donna Reed was a '50s, I think, television icon, and she was like how we think of Martha Stewart, the perfect hostess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So, male or female, you start bringing cookies and brownies to share with the office or class, and you glance to see that the object of your obsession has noticed, and you keep your apartment neat and tidy in case they might come over. These are definitely signs you're falling in love.
Thank God he lives out of town.
Right? Like, does your place look a little bit more like Babe, the pig would enjoy living there than Donna Reed?
Yes, because my roommate and I do like to do a fair bit of cooking and grooming in our place. So it is, it's a gay man and a woman living together.
Honey,
and so it's not maybe as tidy as we want it to be.
You two are like,
but I mean, I kind of agree a little bit. I mean, I would clean up my place. I would definitely do that if I, knew he was around more or coming.
But I remember your kitchen was always pretty clean. Okay.
Well, I do order a lot. That's for sure.
Oh, hey, I love it. Stay here all night. Yeah. And like I said, I found myself. What's really sweet is that when I stay over at his place, wearing my chastity belt, Mom and Dad, Tuffet Schmelzle,
right.
Mom and Dad Schmelzle, I'm wearing my chastity belt up to my neck.
Yes.
I do.
That's right.
Luke, he makes me breakfast in the morning, and he's not. I know that he made that wonderful Creole.
Oh my God! What?
He would not. I know he would not describe himself as a cook. He doesn't really cook, but he just feels compelled to get up in the morning, and he'll make breakfast for me to make sure I have a full stomach before I leave.
I think you need to make sure that Luke gets a CAT scan relatively soon because he says he doesn't cook, but he made a Cajun spiced turkey for Thanksgiving along with breakfast in bed, yet he doesn't think that he's cooking. I'm a little concerned he might have had a traumatic brain injury or something.
Oh, yeah. And what's so nice is that his mom, of course, his mom and dad, as I've told you earlier in the show, are from Eunice, Louisiana, which is the Cajun capital of Louisiana. And his mom, he went to visit his mom over, right after Thanksgiving, to spend a day or so with her. And he brought back some of her cooking, and he brought back some etouffee and some oh shoot! How could I forget the
gumbo?
Gumbo. Oh my Lord! Yeah, see, I just all verklempt. Yeah, gumbo and etouffee, and honey. Oh my God! Okay.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about just right, and I don't know how she got the ingredients she got where she lives, because she lives like in Apple Valley. I don't know how she got all those fresh ingredients like she did, but I felt like I was in the deep South there, and it's just so wonderful. So I've been eating just like nonstop. Delicious. So it's good.
Well, you are just spoiled.
Aren't
you? I know.
And I felt compelled for Thanksgiving. Like I said, well, I have to make a pie, and then I said I have to make my artichoke casserole. And then while I was at his place, I pitched in and made the sweet corn casserole too. So I felt the need, and I'm like doing dishes and cleaning up. I ran the vacuum. I've been making the bed.
Oh my gosh, you so Donna Reed.
On crack, Donna Reed on crack. It's really it's craziness. Yeah, so I felt, and I'm blowing as I'm doing it. That's probably because
you dived into that role real good.
Oh, honey, I love diving into that. So here goes. So we're 9 out of 9, you and I, and Tuffet, let's just say you're 9 out of 9. Let's just say it. I'm sure. Yeah, let's just say it. We're both going to be 10 out of 10.
Well, he does listen to the show very religiously, so I better say 9 out of 9.
Yeah. And what's his name?
Jeff.
Can you say it? Jeff? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff?
Well,
Luke.
hello, Jeff.
And what's your man's name, Carlos? Can you give us like a pretend name, or we'll just pretend if you don't want to say it out loud?
Let's pretend. His name is Steve.
Steve? Jeff?
Oh, Steve.
Oh, Steve. Hello, angels. We'll pretend there are angels, and we're the Charlies. Okay, now number 10. To wrap up, I burped a little. I think that was my 8th portion of Thanksgiving coming up. Okay. Well,
that was an etouffee, honey.
Oh, honey, was that good. I said, when I meet your mama, and I'm going to meet her over Christmas, when I meet Luke's mom, I said, the first thing I'm going to do is slap her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm going to tell her, she's going to go, what was that for? I'm like, that etouffee was so good, I just wanted to slap you. Because you put foot in it. Yeah, it's really good. So number 10 of our 10 signs you're falling in love, and this is going to make us, all three of us, 10 for 10. You can't concentrate on work. Hello? Maybe even as you read this article, you'll glance and realize that half an hour has gone by. That's because you're daydreaming, and you are in love.
You know what? I have an 11.
Oh,
I have an 11. The bonus one.
Okay, hold on. We gotta give you proper fet for having an 11th offer here for our list. Here it goes. Our audience was a little slow on the uptake because they were daydreaming, and a half an hour went by. Yeah,
they were fully in love with you, so I totally understand why they were doing that.
I love you.
Number 11, you listen to Taylor Swift music, and you believe she's a prophet.
Oh,
you know what? You nailed that one right on the dot.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that good. Yeah. That I would say that's when she reaches
it's true.
Carlos, which is the song for you? Like, there's got to be at least a top 3, but which song do you go, oh, Taylor, you're a prophet?
Oh, I know mine.
Well, no, I mean, not on her, but I'm not necessarily on Taylor, honey. But I there's. It's when you're in love, honey. Any slow song, even a sad song, will come on, and you'll still make it into a love song.
Mine is Back to December.
Oh,
I do like that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I think that
so
she wrote that with Taylor. What's his face?
Lautner.
Lautner. Yeah.
Yeah. Jacob from
Hubba.
Twilight fame.
Oh my God! Could I just, Luke? I love you, honey. I love you. I have a little movie star crush on Taylor Lautner, but I would never
Torso
think of
goes
doing
on for
anything
days.
Honey. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. I see him, and then I look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, yeah. But anyway, moving along. We are now reached my favorite part of the show, which is all the parts of the show, but in particular our Jukebox 5 segment. As you know, this is our music portion of the show, and this is how we wrap up our show for the evening. I put on my artistic blinders, and I've grabbed 5 musical artists by the nether regions to share with our guests and listeners. And the first of our 5 songs this evening, they all have something to do with the progression of love and a relationship. And when you first meet somebody, yeah, exactly. And when you first meet somebody, it's really kind of just all that, your hormones and everything's just kind of mixing around, and you touch that person, you feel the electricity, and it's just all just electrified. It's just amazing. And so our first song that sort of captures a bit of that feeling was suggested to us by our sexy siren of a guest this evening, Carlos Torres. And this is a new yes, honey. And this song is sung by Ciara, and it's called appropriately
Love Her.
Body Party.
I'm having fun. I'll be having fun too.
Yes, that's Body Party. Right! Don't you blow out your speaker. A song recorded by American singer-songwriter Ciara, and it's the lead single for her 5th studio album, Ciara. I don't know how she came up with that title for an album. Released earlier this year in 2013. Yeah, Body Party.
Yes, honey.
That's
Time
sexy,
to bust out
isn't it?
the whip. Time to bust out the whipped cream and then strawberries, honey.
Girl, let me tell you what. When Luke hears that one, he's going to get that innocent look on. He calls it his innocent look, when he does that thing with the eyebrows, and he looks at you all dreamy like. I'm like,
where one goes up and one stays down.
Yeah, well, no, they kind of have to go up, and he does that little twitchy thing with the eyes. It's all that sexy look, that sexy face. I'm like, and and he does a little shoulder roll. It's a whole routine, and it's just it makes me giggle, but it also makes me it makes me do that Tuffet thing. I'm gonna have your baby. It makes me do that. So that's from this year. It's a brand new song. So I love that when we introduce new music as well. But as you know, me, I'm just I'm going back into the time warp, and our second song continues that sort of lust-filled desire that you have for somebody, and when you first meet them, and those first throes of passion that you feel in those first 10 years of your relationship. What I'm envisioning. That's my vision. Okay, and so I'm going to play this next song to bring us back to the 80s. I have to admit, I am now completely naked. I can't help it. I cannot help it.
Fun song.
Oh,
yeah,
my gosh.
Yeah.
I would guess so after that song, but Carlos has got his pants off now. MTG is naked.
Right, now I'm naked. So you've inspired me. So I think you should at least get down to your bra and panties and just come on. Be a team player. There.
Yes, join the team.
As long as those blindfolds go on, gentlemen, then we're fine.
No, just to let your mom and dad know that they are clean underwear that you're wearing. So not
I'm wearing my chastity belt.
Yeah.
Come on.
And you're with two gay men who, when they look at your bra and panties, just want to know, is that my size? That's all we're thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Object of My Desire is the title song, recorded by the title of a song. Hello, I can read. Recorded by American group Starpoint from the album Restless, which is how I feel right now, naked. The song was released in 1985 by Elektra Records. The tune was a major hit for the group, becoming their first single to crack the top 10 on the R&B singles chart, reaching number 8. So I think I remember that song distinctly because the 80s I was like a dancing fool, which is pretty much
that's a fun song.
Today.
That's a good song to just sort of have fun with and dance around.
Oh yes, yeah, by yourself or with the one that you love later on this evening. Hello.
Exactly.
Yep. Just giving you a little look into the future. So number 3, this takes us even further back to one of the greatest, I think, singers of American popular music of all time. This takes us back to 1960. Here goes.
Oh.
All I need is someone like you. My dearest darling, please love me too. Within my heart, I pray your answer's yes. I'll make your life full of happiness. I'll be there by your side. I pledge my love to you with God as our guide. Nothing in this world.
Oh, that was Etta
Aw.
James. Etta James. The original release of her album, At Last, was issued as a 12-inch LP. And for you kids out there, that's not a sex toy. That is an album. A 12-inch long-playing record consisting of 10 tracks with 5 songs on each side of the LP. Phil and Leonard Chess believed that James's voice had crossover pop potential, and therefore with her debut album, they both backed her up with orchestral arrangements on many of the album's tracks. At Last spawned 4 singles to the R&B and pop charts between 1960 and 1961. All I Could Do Was Cry, Trust in Me, At Last, and what we just heard, My Dearest Darling. I just love that. When I see him tonight, I'm going to say, My Dearest Darling. That's what I'm going to call him. So,
I like that song. That was a good song.
I like blink, 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 blink. I like that part of the song. I don't know. So and then as you grow into the Dearest Darling phase, you get to the point where perhaps you want to say this.
Oh yeah. 105 is the number that comes to my head when I think of all the years I wanna be with you. Wake up every morning with you in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to do. And you know one of these days when I get my money right, buy you everything and show you all the finer things in life. Will forever be enough, so there ain't no need to rush. But one day I won't be able to ask you loud.
That is Marry Me, sung by Jason Derulo, just released in September of this year. He said during an interview with On Air with Ryan Seacrest, he revealed that he wrote the song a year ago, and it's an ode to his girlfriend, singer Jordan Sparks, who you may remember as a winner, past winner from American Idol.
Yeah.
He says of the song, one of my favorite lyrics is the 105 is the number that comes to mind when I think of all the years I want to be with you. It's one of those things you want to wake up next to that person forever. So 105 is the number that I thought of. I just think that's just very sweet. And if you, honey, both of you, y'all listening in, you need to see that video. Jason Derulo, Marry Me. He is a sexy motherfucker.
I'm going to have to watch it.
Honey, I'm like that Jordan
You play
Sparks.
music like that, it's gonna turn me into a girl again. Jeez.
I know. That's my plot. And it's working. Oh, the evil plot is working.
Evil.
Yeah, he is just. He not only is he a talented singer and songwriter, but just my God, sexy as all I'm saying. So like Carla. Like our little friend Carlos.
Not as sexy as our men or our special guest Carlos, but pretty darn sexy.
Right, very nice. Right, and not nearly as sexy as my man Luke, because that is the. Let me tell you, honey, that's how a man feels.
Make sure he knows.
Oh, I do. When he's got his arms around me, I'm like, God damn, that's how a man should feel. So, yeah, that's fabulous. So now that leads us to our number one song this evening as we get closer to wrapping up our little love fest of falling in love again. This song, as I mentioned earlier in the evening, is from my favorite romantic movie of all time, Somewhere in Time. Yes, starring Jane Seymour and Superman Christopher Reeve, and also Christopher Plummer has a pivotal role in it as well. So if you haven't seen Somewhere in Time and you have somebody that you're interested in, or you have a new love in your life, or you're Skyping with for 6 hours at a time, you're going to want to watch that person. You're going to want it, and you're going to fall in love. It's just going to be so crazy. You're going to love it. So this is the main theme from Somewhere in Time by John Barry, and this is from 1980. And sometimes a love song doesn't have to have words, so enjoy. Isn't it just dreamy?
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have to see that movie.
Honey, it has. I can't think of the classical composer that also has a piece of music that is a through line throughout the movie. It's a very recognizable piece of music that's played throughout the movie, and it just puts you in that same kind of place. But John Barry. For that's the main theme that we just heard from Somewhere in Time from the 1980 film. John Barry is one of the most celebrated film composers, having won 5 Academy Awards and 4 Grammy Awards with scores for, among others, The Lion in Winter with Katharine Hepburn, Midnight Cowboy, Born Free, and, of course, Somewhere in Time. So I think that's pretty impressive. But that nice. Movie is just... It's keep in mind this is 1980, a romantic movie, and it's slow. It takes a little while for the movie to kind of get going, as far as the big reveal and a lot of time. Now movies that we see today, the big event in the movie that really gets things going happens like right at the beginning or like 2 minutes into. The big event for this film doesn't really happen probably until maybe a good 45 minutes or an hour into it. But it's just you get a chance to really kind of unfold with the storyline and get a chance to enjoy it and relax and just kind of take it all in. It's really, really beautiful. And and it's heartbreaking. It's a heartbreaking. Yeah, it's a beautiful, tragic love story, and I think you'll enjoy it and you'll be glad that you saw it. So I just want to thank you both so much for a lovely show tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You've exceeded my
Thank you, Carlos. And thank you for not wearing any pants.
Thank you. No, you're very welcome.
That's very, very sweet. You both are so sweet. Let me just go ahead and wrap up the show just a little bit. Thank you to our show's producer, Christopher Taylor, and our top of the show compadre, the over-the-moon, talented, vibrant, and ever-present Tuffet Schmelzle, and our featured guest, the sensuous, sexy, and alluring public relations kingpin, Carlos Torres. For more information about our shows, our sidekicks, guests, and topics, just go to lnrradio.com. And remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Spreaker.com, and share with everyone you know. Thanks for tuning in to OMTG on the LNR Radio Network. We are broadcasting every Wednesday. Let's make it a date. Tuffet, Carlos, thank you so much just for a fabulous show. Let's do it again sometime.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Good night, guys. I love you.
Good night.
Good night.